Welcome NBA 2K14 fans. PS3 versus PS4. Alright, we started out the season with PS3. Now, I don't have all the high-tech recording devices or anything like that, but what I do have is experience. Tons and tons of experience playing both games. Alright, I'm an in-depth 2K series player. I've played every single version of the game since 2K1. This season started out with 2K14 PS3 before PS4 came out. So we played the game. I played it, spent tons and tons of time on it. It was very similar to last year's game, 2K13. Very similar. Not much changed. But then you ask the question, why change something that is already great? That answers the question. They fine-tuned some things. Physics got a little bit better. The commentary changed just a little bit. But aside from that, not too much. So I buy the game, I go home, I play it. I'm not disappointed at all. It's exactly what I expected it to be. A better version of 2K13. But then 2K14 for PS4 was scheduled to drop. Everybody is waiting. Everybody is waiting. As am I. Day comes out, I get rid of this stuff here. I sold the PS3. I sold the PS3 game. In came PS4. Unbelievable game. Graphics are amazing. True 1080p, 1080i output. Beautiful game. Smooth. Smoother than the PS3 version as expected. Higher level of technology. The game's visual anticipation did not let me down at all. Gameplay smooth. Now, me personally, I take full advantage of the association mode. Association mode is what I spent most of my time on. On the PS4 version, they got rid of association. They added my GM. Very similar. You take control of a franchise. You're the GM. And you got to make maneuvers. Move players around. You're in charge of so much. Stadium, pricing, coaches, firing coaches, adding coaches, the medical team, the players. Each player has got unique personality. It's real authentic. I love it. Love it. Very deep. Very, very deep features. So much you could get into. But what they do not have is simple things. They don't have create a player mode, for instance. They took out create a player mode. You can't create yourself. I'm real heavy about creating players. I do a very good job of creating players. Certain players. For instance, I want to create myself. I've been creating myself for years. What I do is I create players. I put them in the game. I put them in draft classes. I drop them into free agent pool so I could put them in my association. With this game here, you can't do that. They took off the create a player mode completely. What can you do? The draft class. It's very, very difficult to put in draft classes. You can't really do too much with that. They give you a predetermined draft class. You could change some things. You can't change their face. All you can do is change the little things. You can change their number. You could change their height, their weight. Very little you can do. Can't change their facial features. You can't even add a headband to them. You can't add any headbands to the player pool that is in the draft class at all. So that's one of the downfalls for this game. It's not very in-depth at all when it comes to editing players. That takes me to my next point. Current players who are already in the game. Actual players who are actually in the game. Pick one. For instance, LeBron James, the cover boy. Alright? You go into him, you go to edit, you can't take off his headband. You can't add his headband. It's locked into place. There's nothing you could do. And that goes for any player. You can't take their headband off. You can't put their headband on. You know, some players need headbands. In this game, you can't put their headband on. Now that we're on the topic of headbands, I noticed halfway through my jam mode, players, when they get traded or released or re-signed to another team in the offseason, they lose their headband. Yes, the headband. See that guy right there? LeBron James has a headband, obviously. It's his trademark. In my GM mode, he was a free agent after the first season. He got picked up by another team, and his headband went missing. I was like, what's going on? What happened to this dude? I try to go to edit player. I try to put it back on. You can't do it. It does not let you do it. The game does not let you replace their headband. So I looked further into the game. I noticed other players missing headbands. Al Harrington was missing his headband. DeMarcus Cousins lost his headband. Carmelo Anthony lost his headband as well. I kept looking into it. Allen Iverson. The way I do my association and my GM mode, I put Allen Iverson in the free agent pool usually. That's just the way I do things. But I noticed his headband was gone. And it's something you can't reverse. I looked into the game even more. I looked on my roster. I was playing with the Wizards. I went through my roster. John Wall went from 6'4" to 6'6" for no explanation, for no explained reason. I couldn't understand what was going on. What else did I notice? Another little glitch they have is very minor, but when players are on the bench and the game has just started, most players have warm-ups on. They don't take their warm-ups off until they check into the game. In ps4 version of the game, most players don't wear their warm-ups. Even if they don't enter the game, they sit there with no warm-ups on. I don't get it. The little things like that kill this game for me. The inability to create players, the inability to create accurate draft classes destroys this game for me. Sure, it's beautiful. It's very nice looking. The sweat coming down the players is really authentic. The way they scream and open, and react to plays and stuff like that. And my jam mode is amazing. I really like that. But those few things ruin the game for me in depth. So what I did, I had an urge to go back. I had an urge to go back to ps3. I kept my ps4, of course. But today, I went out on Craigslist and I bought a new ps3 from Craigslist. Obviously it's used, but I don't care. I paid $160 for it, and then I had to go out and buy 2K14. I went out and got 2K14, and I'm excited about it. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna play it. It's just a good game, man. It's fun. You can create your own players. You can create yourself. The draft class, you can share draft classes. The 2K share feature is very, very good on here. That you can, you could add things to the game, share with other players from the community. The PS4, you can't do that. There is no 2K share. You can't even save the rosters to the system. They got a imaginary cloud now, which you upload your roster to, and then you got to go back into it and figure out how to trade players into it. It's just so much of a hassle. My bottom line is this: both games are great if you're into details, if you're into my association mode, and if you're into creating players and having draft classes accurate to the NCAA draft classes who are coming out. There's a lot more you can do with this. With this, you're not going to have that. You can't do it. But if you're in it only for the looks, and the gameplay is awesome, I'm not going to lie, the gameplay is great on here. If you're just into that, if you pick up the game and play with some friends, man, this is the way to go. If you're more into association and you're into the stuff I labels, that's the way to go. My park feature on here is real good. They got a park feature where you go out and you play in the park with 100 other people. You can play 2-on-2, 1-on-1, 5-on-5. That's a real good feature. But you can't. My player on here is not really my player. They give you about 20 faces to pick from, preset faces, pre-scanned faces. You can pick from, and you can make him resemble you somewhat, but it's not very accurate. Here, you can make yourself look more like yourself. Also, another thing on here is with the legends. All right, for instance, Allen Iverson on here, he doesn't have his tattoos, and it's unbelievable. I don't get it. How could you not have his tattoos in the PS4 game? How hard would that be to add? So if you're into that stuff, those are just a few things. Those are just a few things that, you know, creates a gap between the two games. You make your own decision, but I hope this video helped make you decide. So decide for yourself. Everybody's in it for different reasons. I'm in it for the association. So I'm dropping this. I'm going to hang on to it. I'm not going to get rid of it, but I'm going back. I'm actually downgrading back to this now. So the PS3 is the way I'm going. Next year, 2K15, I'm sure PS4, they're going to make the game even more amazing, at which point I'll get rid of this again, and I'll come back in with this. I think they're going to have a feature where you can actually scan your face into the game with the PS4 camera. Now, if they can do that, that means the creative player mode will come back, and I'll be back as well. Alright? The Real Root, signing out. Got any questions, holler at me. Do my best to answer your questions. I hope this video helped. To the true 2K gamers out there, peace.